Right, welcome to our second video again. We are looking at interior angles of a polygon, and we discovered earlier on that to find the sum of the interior angles, you count the number of sides, take away 2 and then times by 180. Now, what I want to do now is to explain where this formula is coming from, which is something I didn't do in the previous. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that if I have, say, for example, a pentagon, what I could do is to pick up a corner, like this corner here, and to draw diagonals to the other corners, like this one here, and then again to the other. And I try and draw as many diagonals as I can to fit in here, making sure that there's no diagonal that crosses the other ones. I could not have this because it's going to cross these ones. Okay. It doesn't matter where you're starting. You can start anywhere from one corner to the other one and do as many as you can, making sure that the diagonals do not cross each other. Now, when it comes to a pentagon, which has got 5 sides, you can see that I'm ending up with 3 triangles here. Now, the 3 triangles, you get it by doing 5 take away 2, which gives you the 3 we're talking about. Now, think about this triangle here. If you think about this angle here, if I was to measure that angle, and I was to measure this angle here, and that one there, then obviously that's going to be 180 because angles that are triangle up to 180. Now, if I think about this other triangle, and I was to measure this part, this remaining part here, and I measure with that, and I measure this other one, I would get 180 again. If I look at this one, if I was to measure this remaining part here, and this part here, and this remaining part of this angle here, again, I'm going to end up with 180. Now, notice that the angles of coloring are basically the interior angles of the pentagon itself. So that's complete, this is complete, this is complete, and this is complete. So they will add up to 180 times by the 3 triangles. So when they say that the formula is S, the sum of the interior angles is N, take away 2, that basically means that if you have any particular polygon and you want to see how many triangles you're going to fit inside, all you need to do, you count the number of sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count them, then you take away from 2. That will automatically give you the number of triangles you need. If you have a hexagon, it's going to be 6 sides. It means that you can only draw 4 triangles in there. Okay, so that's where this formula is coming from. So S equals N take away 2 times by 180. The polygon doesn't have to be regular. These angles could be different. The most important thing is the number of sides that you have in here. Okay, so now I hope you understand this. Now let's carry on from where we stopped earlier. I would like you to pause the video and try question B and question C, which is what we didn't do in our previous videos. Pause the video now and try question B and question C now. Okay, hope you've tried this. Question B is asking us to find what these angles are going to add up to. So this one here, the interior ones there, that and that, what they're going to add up to. Now, what these angles will add up to will depend on how many sides it has. I've got 1 side, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is a hexagon. So with the hexagon, if I was to draw lines, the diagonals inside this, I would end up with 4 triangles. So you do N take away 2, 4 triangles. Now each triangle will measure 180 degrees on the inside if you have to measure the angles. So it means that all the angles add up here will be 4 times by 180, which would be 720. Okay, so those angles would add up 720. Now to find what B is, all you need to do, add up what you have. I've got 90 there, plus 90, plus 85, plus 107, plus 101. Add them up and then take away from 720, and that will give you what B is. Okay. Now when it comes to question C again, you do the very same thing. It doesn't matter how the polygon looks like. All you need to do is to count the number of sides. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, which means that inside I can draw 7 triangles. So N take away 2. Now each triangle is always 180 on the inside. So I'm going to have 7 triangles and I'm timesing by 180. Now when I do that, it's going to give me what the angles inside should add up to. Now to find what C is, which is a missing angle, you add all of this up, add them up, and take away from your answer that you just got here. Okay. Now, if you do that accurately, your answer should have been the ones that I just shown there at the bottom. Okay. So for C, if you add everything, if you do 7 times 180, you should get 1260. And if you add all these up together, all these angles here, and take away from the 1260, the C which is remaining will be 210. Okay, so that's how to do this. Right, so move to the next part. I would like you to pause the video again, and then I would like you to try question 3, A, B, C, and then try question 4 quickly. Okay, hope you try them. Doing question A quickly, they say is a regular octagon, and they want me to find what one interior angle is. Number one, if it's an octagon, it means it's 8-sided, which means we can only draw 6 triangles in there, and one triangle is 180. Okay, so we do 6 times by 180. Now, once we got this answer to this, which is going to be, you can use your calculator on that, which is going to be 1080 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be what the angles add up to. But I want what each one is. I want what each one is. Okay, so the size of each triangle. So it means I'm going to divide this 1080. I'm going to divide it into 8 parts because octagon has got 8 angles inside. Okay, so to find one, I will need to do 1080 you share into 8 parts. And that's going to be 135 degrees. So this one here will be 135. Okay. Now, looking at D again, you do the very same thing. Decagon means 10-sided. Nonagon means 9-sided. So this will be 10, take away 2, which is 8, times by 180. And then once you get the answer to that, you just divide by 10. Okay? That will tell you what one angle is on there. Okay. Hope you get that now. Now with question 4, if you want to pause the video and then try question 4 quickly, pause the video and try question 4. Okay, hope you've tried that. 4 angles of a pentagon are 110. Find the size of the 5th angle. Again, you got 4 angles, each one is 410. Now the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon, remember we said, was 5 take away 2 times by 180. In our previous videos, we found that for a pentagon, the answer will always be 540. Okay? So I've got 4 of them already, which are 110 each, which means that those 4 of them, if I was add together, will be 440 degrees because one is 110 and there are 4 of them that have been measured. So the 4 of them will measure that. Taken away from everything, the 5th one will have an angle of 100. And this pentagon will not be regular. It's going to be irregular because one of the angles is different. One of the angles is different, which is 100, while the other ones are 110. So it is irregular. It's not regular. Okay. Hope you got that. So these are the answers. If you want to pause your video and just mark your answer now. Right.